Mental health isn't just about what happens in your mind. Several studies have linked gut health with depression, saying the two go hand in hand.
Yeah, and that's no surprise to some who actually practice ancient medicine. So Dr. Kori Chaudhry, author of The Prime, says research is finally validating what ancient medicine has been focused on for centuries. And she's joining us now to talk about it. First of all, thank you for joining us.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
All right, let's jump right in. Tell us, what is the connection between gut health and your mood?
It's inseparable. And, I think most of us know this, like our grandparents, would tell us how eating is so important for your overall health and the way that you feel and think. But finally, this wisdom that's been passed down is being researched through looking at the way in which the gut microbiome impacts mood. And those are all of the different organisms that live in your gut, and they actually make neurotransmitters that impact mood.
Well, so let me ask you this. Does gut health drive mental health? Does your mood change your gut health? Which way does it go?
It goes both ways.
Okay.
It's a chicken and egg type of a question. And, I really struggled with this as a neurologist because, first of all, I never learned that the gut had anything to do with the brain. So that was a big leap for me.
Sure.
But when I started introducing Ayurvedic medicine into my neurology practice, it was just indisputable, the connection. And in Ayurveda, the gut and brain are actually one functional unit. That's why you can't separate it out. One always affects the other. So look at them as just two parts of the same whole.
Okay, so doctor, most people actually can tell if their mental health is suffering, but what are some signs that your gut health really needs a reboot?
Okay, so, first of all, when you walk into a room and let's say all of a sudden somebody, is yelling at you, or that it's a tense situation, you immediately will feel it in your stomach, right? Immediately you will go, oh my gosh, my stomach just kind of cringed. And so when we have that kind of stress over time, the way in which bad gut actually shows up is in mood fluctuations, low energy, getting the cold or flu frequently. You wake up tired. These are all signs that your gut actually needs a rehaul.
So you have 3 ways to positively improve mood based on the ancient practice of Ayurvedic medicine. First is switching the inner dialogue. So how do you do that? We talk a lot about doing it with meditation and journaling, but it's not always easy.
No, it's not. And starting a regular meditation program, it helps to kind of set the tone. So anything else that you do becomes more powerful. But one thing I really enjoy doing is as soon as I wake up, I start listing off 5 things that I'm grateful for. And I do the same thing right before going to bed. The reason that these times of the day are so powerful is your brain waves are actually in a rhythm where anything you do or say, it's more suggestive to the mind. So you're actually using your neurophysiology in order to improve your mind.
Sounds like a reoccurring thing, gratitude, to improve your overall health. So certain herbs, though, can also help. So do you suggest anything in particular, and how do you prepare them?
Oh my gosh, 100%. So because the mind and the gut are one functional unit, I incorporate herbs for the brain with herbs for the gut. So my 2 favorite herbs for the brain are ashwagandha and brahmi. And a lot of people are starting to hear about ashwagandha because it's so good at regulating stress response. But brahmi is also an Ayurvedic herb that is helped to simply support overall brain function and boost attention, boost focus, and also help to sharpen creativity. And so on the gut side, I incorporate an herb called triphala. And triphala is absolutely phenomenal. It's an herb that helps to reset the gut. There's other things too that you can just simply cook with, things like ginger and cumin. You don't have to buy everything in a pill form. You can also incorporate things in your own kitchen. And my final go-to is called the Prime tea. I talk about it in my book. And it's just 3 seeds, cumin, coriander, and fennel, just about half a teaspoon of each in about 4 cups of water. Boil it for 5 to 10 minutes, strain out the seeds, and sip it all day long. I'm actually drinking it right now.
Oh.
And the tea just helps to keep your mind and your gut healthy and happy all throughout the day.
I love how everything goes back to the root. It really, really does at the end of the day.
Yes.
Let's talk about meditation. We mentioned it earlier. How can that help?
Meditation is just huge. So if I could put into a pill all of the impact that meditation has, it would be the fastest selling pill on the market because it completely changes neurochemistry and biochemistry. And it does this by lowering your overall response to stress throughout your life. What we have found now in the study of medicine, in particular looking at epigenetics, epigenetics is a field looking at the way in which our behaviors actually impact our health. What we have found is that the number one thing that impacts our health is actually stress, more so than genetics or anything else, even more so than food. And what that means is if you are eating a healthy diet but stressed out, your body will not process it correctly. So good food is important, but a relaxed brain is even more important in terms of the way that your body can take that food in and turn it into everything you need.
I love that. Peace of mind is priceless,
Absolutely.
All right. Well, Dr. Chaudhry, thank you so much for joining us today.
It's my pleasure.
And for more information on her book, The Prime, or to follow her holistic health tips, you can go to her website or check her out on Twitter at Dr. K. Chaudhry.